Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a very late Foodie Friday post. There's a lot going on in the world and I did not feel comfortable posting on Friday because there's just a lot going on in my mind and some things that I want to discuss with you guys really quick. So if you don't mind, we're going to take just a couple of minutes and just have a little quick chit chat. So, right now I'm seeing a lot of fear, a lot of panic, a lot of people fighting, stepping all over each other. I'm seeing a lot of good as well. But I just want to address those of you who are in a state of stress, of fear, of anxiety. Please understand that this, I guarantee you, this is not the end of the world. Life as we know it may change, and we need to look at the positive, like that might be a good thing. Learning to be more sanitary, learning to take better care of yourself, learning to be more conscious of the germs and bacteria that you're spreading can all be a good thing. And, especially for those of you that live in big cities like myself, like I live in LA and everybody's always working and hustling and bustling and moving so fast, taking the time to stay home, it can be a good thing. It gives us a chance to slow down. It gives us a chance to take some time to connect with the people that we're close to our family, spend more time with our pets. They're all loving the fact that we're home more, and connect more spiritually. Take this time to do things that you haven't had the time to do. Read that book you've been waiting to catch up on. Take some time to invest in business ideas that you had planned on doing before. This can be a great opportunity for us. And I know a lot of us are, stressed and worried about finances in the future and how everything's going to go. But that stressing about things that are out of your control is not going to help you. This time that we have, we can take for self-care, for self-improvement, to just become better versions of ourselves. And with that being said, those of you that are panicking and freaking out and becoming very selfish, stop, take a look at yourselves, please. Now is a great opportunity as well to show that we can love each other and be good to each other. Take this opportunity to check on your elderly neighbor or your neighbor that has some sort of autoimmune deficiency, and if you're going to the store, ask them if they need anything while you're out. This is a time where I definitely want to see more of us just coming together and loving each other. And I do see, like I said, a lot of good in the world, a lot of people doing good things. Keep it up. Let's keep showing each other. We're going to come out of this at the other side and all still have to be together. With that being said, guys, keep positive energy, positive thoughts, and positive vibes as you move forward through this. I promise you that the universe is going to return you in kind. Everything is going to work itself out. It always does in one way or another. And I'm hoping that we can all become a little bit better for this. Thank you guys so much for listening. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into our Foodie Friday video. And we'll just have a little bit of fun today. Okay guys, so today we are going to be making some quarantine cookies. So, we've all been stuck in the house for a little bit too long, and I think everyone in my household is in need of a little bit of sugar. So we're going to do some cookies today, which is absolutely not healthy. So if you're here for some healthy stuff, today's not the day. So I am obsessed with white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. I have never in my life tried to make them at home. I typically just make some chocolate chip or some peanut butter. So today we are going to try a new, twist on my cookies, and let's try some white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. So what I guess I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my typical chocolate chip cookie dough recipe, and I'm just going to throw some white chocolate chips and some macadamia nuts in it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the ingredients that we'll be using today, but I will also be linking everything in the description below, so if you want to follow along with me with this recipe, ingredients are listed below in the description. Okay, so for this recipe, you're going to need 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to use a cup of butter, 2 sticks. I melt my butter. I know it says to use softened butter for most cookie recipes. but I prefer to melt my butter for whatever reason. It just mixes better. It's always worked for me. My mom taught me to do it that way. That's how I do it. You'll need a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You'll need 3/4 of a cup of traditional granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and then you will need 2 large eggs, and then honestly whatever you're putting in. So typically I would put in chocolate chips, but today we're going to be throwing in some white chocolate chips and some macadamia nuts. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is take kind of a smaller mixing bowl. I'm going to take 2 1/4 cups of my all-purpose flour. I'm going to flatten that out in my cup. So 2 1/4 cups of flour. I'm going to go ahead and take a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm going to go ahead and take my wire whisk and just kind of blend those together well. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, the first thing you really should be doing is setting your oven to 375, which I forgot to do. So 375 on your oven first, so that way it's preheated by the time you're done mixing. Now we're going to go ahead and set that to the side, move on to our next step. So next we're going to go ahead and take our butter mixture, pour it into a large mixing bowl, and again soften butter. And I don't use a beater because my little mixer broke, so I just do everything by hand. You can of course use a beater for this. I need 3/4 of a cup of traditional sugar, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm going to go ahead and whisk that all together. Once that's mixed together, I'm going to take my eggs. I'm going to take 2 large eggs and crack them into the mixture. And I'm going to go ahead and mix those together with my whisk. And at this point, now that everything's mixed together well, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my flour mixture just a little bit at a time and mix that in slowly but surely. Alright guys, so I'll shoot a picture here showing you what the finished dough should look like. Once this is all together, I'm going to get rid of the whisk. I'm going to grab a little spatula, and we're going to go ahead and mix in our white chocolate chips. I'll taste one. I'm going to mix in a whole bag of those, so this is about 12 ounces. Oops. And then I'm going to add about a cup or so of the macadamia nuts. We're just going to kind of work this through.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, so dough is all ready. Now because I do use a melted butter instead of just creaming a softer butter, basically it is a little bit more creamy than I'd like. I'm used to this, it's always like that. So I'm just going to cover it and throw it in the fridge for about, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes, just so it solidifies a little bit, and then we'll be ready to throw it into the oven. See you in a bit. Alright, so that's had a chance to kind of chill in the fridge and solidify a little bit more. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take a little tablespoon, and I'm just going to take some little rounded spoonfuls, and I just put them on an ungreased copper chef baking sheet. So take some of those. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take this and put it back in the fridge. And I've got these all layered out, and I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven for anywhere from about 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes it varies. I just keep an eye on them. So I will kind of check them periodically throughout the cooking process, and once they get a little bit more browned on the outside and are flattened out well, and don't look too doughy in the middle is when I take them out. Alright, so there we are, all done. I'm going to go ahead and take these and place them onto a little plate to cool. Try not to leave them in the pan too long, because if they stay in the pan too long, they will actually continue to cook. Well, especially with the copper pans. So I want to get them off so that they stay nice and soft and don't overcook. So I'm going to quickly wipe down my pan. I'm going to go ahead and grab the dough out of the refrigerator, get a whole nother batch going, and give those some time to cool. And then after they cool a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and try one. Alright, so second batch is in, and I'm going to go ahead and try one of these bad boys. Yeah, I'm a first homemade white chocolate macadamia chip cookies, and to be honest with you, these taste better than any of the ones I bought in the store, but I think it's because the chocolate's still melty and they're just fresh and really soft. Usually whenever you get them, even if they're fresh out of the oven from other places, they're just not, I don't know, the chocolate's not as melty and soft. Well, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this cookie, finish these last couple sets, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so all done. Quarantine cookies, my absolute first try at white chocolate chip macadamia nut cookies. They are probably some of the best cookies, and I think it's just because I've never made them fresh before, and they're so good fresh. Great recipe. All I did was use the typical chocolate chip cookie dough, but instead of putting chocolate chips, white chocolate chips and macadamia nuts. Absolutely delicious, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys get a chance to make these cookies. They are good. If you don't have, this stuff, you can put whatever you want in them. The dough recipe is the key thing. You can kind of get creative after that. If you guys like this video, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Feel free to comment any requests for recipes in the comments below. And with that being said, guys, I will see you next Friday for a fitness video. Bye.